but you love them for a reason, and just letting that, like, there's a friendship and a connection there, and just being like, oh, now we're done.
I got some shit to say about that. I got some shit to say about it.
Like, it's.
Go ahead.
I was just saying that, like, I love it when I can see people. It's like you aren't just like piecing out and leaving. It's like, no, you still love each other deeply, and there's still, you want each other in your life on some capacity, and being okay and brave enough to, like, let's be okay with changing that, and having that evolve, and having it not be the same for the next 30, 40 years.
Right.
Well, I see that as sort of like burning down the house because the plumbing stopped working. You know what I mean? It's like, no. New plumbing.
You just do plumbing.
Yeah, and we're gonna keep this fucking house.
Yeah.
That's a third benefit of this type of relationship is most of the time when this relationship, if it ever does like de-escalate, it doesn't just not become anything. It will de-escalate to something else, or it will move horizontally to become something else.
Right.
In my past, I have rarely done that successfully.
Yeah.
And a lot of it comes from the traditional monogamous landscape where it's like, okay, we are this or we're nothing at all.
Which is which I feel like you're robbing yourself. I feel like you're robbing yourself of like some serious magic. Cause it's because you have a relationship in one dynamic, and if you look at any other friendship dynamics, like you go through different stages of like you spend a lot of time together, you do this kind of stuff together, but maybe there's a time where someone moves and it's like, but you're still friends, where you're still in each other's lives at some level.
You know why though? Like, I've been paying attention to, like, I don't know if I'm fully. This is me like kind of being right in this situation in some way.
As we just talked about.
Well, right. It's like here's my observation on this. All right, here's my observation on this. So you said something around like most relationships don't do it like that. The whole splitting, and in your experience, Tim and Carlos, like it just hasn't worked to be able to do. And not that it's worked in mine either. Like, but what I see in the past that didn't work. The one thing, and then what worked on mine right now, is that in all my other relationships, and you can probably look at yours right now, and if you're listening to this, in all other relationships, there is something unsaid. There is something undone. There is something hanging that was not completed. And that left either person feeling not seen, heard, understood, feeling loved, whatever, right? So that's there. So then saying, I love you so much, and let's try to make this work as friends doesn't work because something's incomplete.
And you don't feel loved so much.
You don't feel so loved because you didn't complete the thing. It
doesn't even matter if you say it. That thing is still
it's still hanging because you never completed it, because that it may have been like, you just pissed me off so many different ways. There was this resentment built in somewhere and never expressed, and then no willingness to look at that resentment and say, I was wrong here, or I can take responsibility. Therefore, and that'll help us complete this relationship and move forward as like friends or whatever. What I see is that Tiana and I don't have incompletes. We've talked about it all. I've been so honest. She's been so honest that there's no things right now that I could see that prevent us from being with each other. So we can be with each other right now.
Because there's nothing hidden.
There's nothing. Like we can express all of our love that's been there before, that we've continued to grow, that is bigger now, I feel like. Yeah. And not have anything there just kind of like holding us back from me expressing it. If there was something, I would just say it. Yeah, and it'd be complete.
Because that's the pattern you set a couple of years ago when you're like, I'm going to be very honest.
It's almost like that's what an open relationship means.
It's being so honest.
Like open communication.
But also, I
that's really what it comes down to.
I would say, I'm guessing, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, like, to have that much open communication, there has to be a level of, like, safety within yourself and another person of, like, because from experience, there's times, like, if I say this to this person, they might freak out at me. Or, like, they might flip out. And it's like, so you need to have, a level of safety of, like, I'm saying this because I love you. Like, I'm being honest because I want you to see this part of me, or to, like, oh, I think this person's pretty. I'm not saying this, I don't think you're pretty. Like, I'm saying this because that way I don't hold this, whatever this is inside.
Yes.
Is that something you would say is true?
Safety, I would change. I would say the word as trust.
Trust.
I trust myself enough to say to someone the truth, and knowing that what I'm saying is my truth. That's fine. It doesn't have to be theirs.
Yep.
And I can hold my ground. Like I'm not
wishy-washy.
I'm not wishy-washy about what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If I am calling someone out or I'm speaking the truth, it's the truth, and that's it. And it's no like, well, I'm not sure if that's right or whatever it is. Like I'm grounded on my words are the most honest words that I've said, and so then that gets me to feel in some way safe that when I speak this to this person, they're gonna be like, okay, well, I know he's telling me the truth. And so I stand tall, I stand proud. I'm not holding anything back. I feel safe to do it because I've trusted the words that came out.
And that's probably, have you found as you've acted in accordance with that value you just said, that is reciprocated back to you and your partner in the past? Of like you being that honest and safe in yourself, that makes them feel safe and trust you as well?
Yes, of course. And they're not always going to be at my pace.
Yeah.
I'm pretty open. I'm pretty vulnerable. I can express myself.
Yeah.
And not everyone is at their own in the same place. So sometimes me sharing doesn't get someone else to share. I just get to express for myself and then trust that down the road, like that person will be able to. That creates something for the other person, even if I didn't get the response right away, like a quick vulnerable moment as well. Like it may just been me sharing and that's it. That's okay.
Yeah.
I would have to imagine that, and shit, I mean, I know from personal perspective that one of the things that you take on when you decide in any type of open container is like there may be pain at some point.
Oh yeah, this is another one. Yes.
There may be
pain,
right?
I can speak on this too.
I was gonna say, so how do you relate to that inevitable pain that you know is going to come at some point?
Yeah, I'm so happy that you talked about this because
careful you are.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
like, there will be pain.
Yes, there is pain. So I started to when Tiana and I decided to like really open up, and at first it was just me who was going for other people. And well, it's easy though. Like, yeah, she's not doing anything with anybody. So like, she's the one who has to deal with the jealousy or the feeling uncomfortable.
This is amazing. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, like fuck. Yeah, it's easy, right?
And
and she is not going for people because that's just not who she is. And she is interested, but she's not in a rush.
Right.
And I'm different. I have a lot of friendships and girlfriends in my life. So even if it's just platonic, no sexual connection, I'm still hanging out with girls and people in general. So, but at some point it changed, and she's like, I want to try going on dates with people. I want to meet some guys. I want to have sex with another man. I want us to bring a man to the bedroom together. Like, I'm like, oh shit, okay, cool, that sounds great. I'm down for that. And that makes me feel uncomfortable. And I realized, and I had to tell this to myself, I'm like, there's on the other side of this pain, there's me being able to trust myself more. There's me having held, like, feeling a little uncomfortable for a little while, but learning how to sit with discomfort and my partner being and doing a certain thing. And in that, making that okay. So I very slowly we've transitioned into more open and more open to where
this is all pretty recent,
to where now, yes, there's a little pain, there's a little discomfort, but I know that on the other side of that there is just so much more, and I can already see it. I can see that me sitting with the discomfort of maybe she goes on dates with people, or maybe she wants to kiss a person, or she has sex with another person. That is like, okay, like it is a little uncomfortable, and I'm okay with that. Like I'm being okay with the discomfort that comes, and I'm not fighting it. I'm not trying to, and I let her know about it.
Yeah.
I tell her, well, thanks for telling me that does feel uncomfortable, and that's okay. I want you to keep doing that.
Yeah.
It makes me happy that you're telling me the truth. I actually feel more comfortable you telling me the truth right now.
Because then you're never going to wonder, like, oh, is she telling me everything?
Yes. So tell me all of it, and as much as I want to know, and we have a conversation around that, And, whatever I don't want to know, then I tell her. If I feel like something is too much, then I just tell her, don't tell me that, and that's okay.
I have a question. Is this the first open relationship you've been in where you are both mutually exploring, or is it in the past just been you, and now this is your first experience having your partner doing her own exploration?
My last one was not very successful, so I wouldn't really say that it was like.
It didn't affect you too much.
Well, it affected me a lot, but I didn't really get to learn from that one the way I'm learning from this one.
So this is a new experience for you then?
Yeah, this is a newer experience.
Context.
And the last one I didn't really get to like be with anyone or whatnot. We just kind of opened, and it wasn't done right. My last relationship, where we attempted to do the open relationship, was just we were both new at it, and I'm happy that I had that experience because I get to have this experience now. It led to the next one being better. I took some things that I learned from that one.
Yeah. Sure.
So much to the point that like in that last relationship we ended, and it didn't go very well when it ended, and then now the way I'm doing this relationship, I'm ending the way I would have wanted that last one to end, which is amicable, loving. And I didn't want the last one to end with like us being able to still like have sex with each other and have this like open relationship, but I would have wanted it to be more of a friendship, and it just didn't end like that. And that's okay, like I said, I get to learn from that one into this one, and now I get to have this one today.
Yeah, and I also look at it as just sort of a kind of like cap off all the benefits that can come from this, right? Like it's a way of callousing yourself. It's like not coddling your nervous system. The way you put yourself through a new experience, maybe that physically like an ice bath, or a 24-hour hike, or something that you wouldn't traditionally do, but when you do it, there is pain. You get to the other side. You now know what you're capable of, and you've expanded your capacity as a person. Mm-hmm. In this same way, it's like doing that from an emotional perspective.
Yes.
And like lengthening yourself, expanding yourself from an emotional perspective.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the huge benefits.
Thank you. Yeah, it's I've always liked to put myself in uncomfortable situations to see what's on the other side of it.
And for experience of it too. Probably.
To experience, I as a leader, as a coach, as a person who wants to, like, I want to hold a lot of things, not just to hold a lot of things, but because I know I have capacity. I'm taking responsibility to go through the things that I go through, so that other people don't have to go through them, and if they do end up going through them, I can at least support them through them.
Because you've been through it.
Because I've been through it too. So like me as a coach, like one thing that fuels me is that I know I can handle a lot, because I've handled a lot before. So now I'm like, well, can I use this? I've held so much, I've handled so much to support another human. I don't have to take that responsibility. I could just do something else, and that's okay. But it's what I feel called to do. Is what grows out of my heart. My heart explodes when I get into that situation where I get to support another human through something that I've already gone through.
I will say.
Love that. Sorry.
No, you're good. I will say that I haven't met a ton of people that are in open relationships, but I feel like just from what you shared today and what I know of you and Tiana, like being around both of you either together or separate, like I don't say there's a right way to do it, because I feel like there's no right or wrong in my opinion about that, but I feel like the way you guys are going about it is really cool to see. Like I personally don't want that at this moment, but like it's cool to see like, okay, there is a way to do this where it's somewhat successful. Like you guys aren't like miserable, you aren't like falling apart all the time. Like you guys are like, cool, like this is you're finding your happiness. And obviously it's taking you years to get to that point.
Yeah.
But like that it is possible.
I think that's one of the phenomena of like sort of like everything that we're doing in the society right now is like looking for someone who's done it and showing you like, oh, this is possible.
Well, and once I'll use the example of like the 4-minute mile. Like that story,
right.
and then someone did it, and like, oh shit, everyone can do it. Like
do
someone's got to start. Like
right.
someone has to be one of the first. And in this case, like maybe you're the first person in our community in Austin that does a really good job at that. Maybe that like at least that I know. Yeah. It's like, hey, maybe it is possible to have that in this context.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thanks for seeing that.
Because like I can tell there's a lot.
Proud of it.
There's a lot of work that goes into it. Even if like someone doesn't want that, it's like we have to at least admire that it doesn't just happen. It's like, oh, you want to be open, cool. Like you can fuck other people. Like
it doesn't work like that.